Uh, so this is funny, like RNG haters saying, because Mr. Tomo 999, he considers himself the king of fly skip. He basically fly skips like 90% of his races. So it's gonna be fun to see if he fly skips even when fly is in the middle goal. See Tomcat and Tomo slightly ahead.
So the racers are setting the day for a bug catching contest, which makes sense given the Everstone Goldberry goal.
I think I saw Mr. Tomo setting Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Did he set 11 p.m.?
I don't see. Interesting choice to go for Friday. I don't see Poison Barb on the card.
Yeah, I think the starter is pretty much guaranteed. Everyone's gonna pick the same one unless someone wants to meme. Nope, they all go for the Blastoise.
Oh, and Blastoise has teleport.
Really big, and because that means they can fly skip more easily. The irony.
Also helps a little bit with that moveset is also pretty decent, I'd say. Spark, Sacred Fire, Magnitude.
Oh yeah, and Blastoise has decent stats. It has good defenses. It has passable attacking stats. It has 83 base attack, 85 base special attack. It's also decently fast. 78 base speed is enough to race in these races. Looking at ideally 50 base speed or more, but 40 to 50 is still passable. And we see an Espeon and Gengar on 29.
Well, Blastoise came with a Great Ball, so it looks like the runners are going to be
Gengar immediately. Oh, we're gonna see the stats. Oh, he comes with TM39.
Stat is a
and
physical
Gengar. And the TM is Flail.
And it was a female, so.
And she comes across the Gengar too. But I'm gonna guess that only Tomo picked the Great Ball because maybe Thunder Wizard too, because I saw Tomcat running away from.
I think the Blastoise was the one who had the Great Ball. This is the thing. And Thunder Wizards found an Arcanine.
This is a loaded route. Yeah, and it's on the card, and it's also runnable if it has a good moveset. I mean, it doesn't play moves. That's not good.
Arcanine's a bit more physical attacker, but special attack is still fairly.
Yeah, Arcanine has excellent stats. Arcanine has borderline legendary stats. It has 110, 100 attack and special attack respectively, and no stat below 80 base, so it's a really, really good poke.
Mr. Tomo's heading back to Route 29. I'm guessing he's searching for the Espeon, hoping to main that, I'm guessing.
He couldn't catch it because he had already caught the Gengar. Yeah, Tomo is starting to do Tomo things, and Dylan is already getting triggered. I think it's too early to start getting triggered. If you start getting triggered this early, it's probably not gonna last the whole race. Oh, this is also looking like this. Oh, he crit the Espeon. Where's the Tomo luck? Come in clutch here.
And Tomcat has handily finished off his rival's Geodude, thanks no spawn part to that magnitude. Looks like Thunder Wizard isn't realizing that he can teleport straight back to Cherry Grove.
Yeah. 100 IQ strats.
So far, I think we've only seen Faint Attack on Arcanine. It's also got Growl, apparently.
Thunder Wizard opting to catch the Pikachu.
I don't see any Evolve 4 Pokemon's on the card, that's probably why.
Yeah, Evolve 4 Pokemon is on the card, so that's a really good find.
To answer your question, Two Gun, pretty much everything can be randomized. In this, the main things we don't randomize are the levels of the levels, base stats, and typings. We also don't randomize move stats.
Yeah, I was in that race where Dylan ran a Thunderbolt Pikachu. That was a glorious race. I think, did Gamer also run it? Did Gamer win? I don't remember.
Must have had a god set to run that. And it looks like the Arcanine's only got a second move, Thunder.
In a feint attack, Thunder Arcanine is forcible, so if they don't find anything else, that's something to consider. Although I'd probably choose the Blastoise over the Arcanine, just based on the fact that Blastoise learns moves.
Yeah, I'd say the moveset is also more consistent on Blastoise since it's got 3 moves.
Okay, so looks like Tomo also didn't remember the 200 IQ strat of teleporting back to Cherry. He's grinding counters since it's Tomo. And then Nishi does the teleport back to Cherry Grove. Really good play by Nishi. Not lots of racers, especially new ones, think about that. He also chooses to repel on 30. That's an interesting choice. That's usually a sign of a player that wants to blitz. So if you're not seasoned with these races, there are basically 2 schools of thought in how you approach this. Either you push the story as fast as you can, the goals on the card, and then do something that's called the cleanup strat, which is once you get you fly to every place, doing the cleanup and marking the goals. And then there are some players that prefer to check the routes for maybe some Pokemon that won't be seen throughout the race, and they can check all the slots in each route, find something that's rare. Basically, most players choose one of these sides. Not everyone is purely on one side or another. It's mostly a spectrum. Some players, like for instance Tomcat or myself even, prefer to blitz as much as possible. Dylan for example, is another known blitzer. Whereas some players like Tomo prefer the second school of thought, where they go for the slow goals before fly.
There's several known, well-known, as we call them, Tomos, who just grind out slots and sometimes even get 90 seen before Faulkner.
I've seen Tomo mark 8 goals before Faulkner, something insane like that. And he decides to do the Garf strats. For those who don't know, Garf strats is checking the Pokemon that is randomized by Pokédew that teaches you how to catch Pokemon. This is like a 40-second time, not 40, 20-second timeouts because of all this slow animation. But it's known to and then not produce some information.
Yeah, but still, Garf strats, Encore Garf strats is reversed specifically to usually more to Gen 7.
Garf strats, in the sense of Pokédude, is usually quite slow, and I don't recommend it at all. Most players don't, but there's always those players that like to go for it.
If it's a team bingo, then it may be worth. If it's a team bingo, it might be worth it to have one of the players go for it just to get the extra info that might be there.
And in team bingos, you can, for instance, check Youngster Joey and get the same amount of information and experience for your main if you already have one. That's just one example of optional information that is definitely faster.
Tomcat and Enishi are both on the 9. A Machamp, pretty good because the Blastoise has Sacred Fire, which means that Burning is going to be really good at reducing the damage output.
And looks like... oh yeah, that's going to be tough.
It's still quite a...
Still quite an angry Machamp. Yeah.
Looks like it's not an easy fight. Enishi looks like he's going to go into Sprout, try to grind a few levels up.
And whereas Tom chooses to try to grind the Machamp.
He's getting fairly lucky on his burns, so I'd say it's not exactly a bad choice for him.
Choice. I'd personally force this. Oh, and looks like Tomo, as usual, starts fighting stuff he has no business fighting. He now finds a word total. Another thing that runners usually diverse in is that some runners, like for instance myself and Snorms, don't like to check out Route 46 because the levels are low and you need to do a detour. Whereas I guess most players, when they see they're not finding anything, they go to 46. I personally prefer to check the arcade and 31 because that's not a deviation from your path, generally. And Snowbear doesn't go to 46 ever.
It's not a bad choice, especially if you happen to have an inkling that a certain deer is on that route, but it is a bit of a time loss to try to look for a main. If you don't have anything,
However,
it's worth at least trying.
And you see Tomo marking a goal, and no one else saw it, you know it's gonna be in some exotic place. So some of these runners are probably already thinking, oh, that's probably in like 46 or Dark Age. Okay, so it seems that Tomcat's progressing through the gym. Nothing too scary aside of that Machamp. Oh, and that's magnitude 10. Oh god. Oh, that's okay. But
No, I only just noticed that Enishi has a female Blastoise. That actually kind of hurts with magnitude.
now, since Blastoise's stats are not that high, that it's not that big of a difference. It's gonna be like 2 points of attack at most, like 3/4 throughout most of the race.
And Faulkner's TM is Teleport, as if the Fly Skip wasn't free before, ignoring the card, it's free as hell now.
Terriers, please place your bets on whether Mr. Tomo is gonna fly skip or not. The bet is that he doesn't even reach fly. Equity. And the Everstone in Dark Cave, of course.
And Enishi is now turning around from Sprout Tower. I actually question why Piranha goes into Sprout Tower. They only battled the first trainer for the levels, but he chose to go for 3, interestingly.
Thunder Wizard choosing to call the mom instead of waiting to get to Route 30 to call her. That's interesting. That's a strat usually done in glitchless, but usually players do that so that they can get a manip through.
It's more because you have to open up. It's more because you have to open up the menu anyway in glitchless at that time, so you might as well call her as well.
Yeah.
And Tomcat is clearly going for defeat all 8 trainers on Route 32 as he passes through.
Also, sorry. Go ahead.
I'd say that watching Tomcat is pretty much Tomcat's pretty much in the middle between blitzing and
personally, and from a blitzer's side of view, I would also fight these 8 trainers because Blastoise doesn't have the greatest stats, so the experience and the information is probably going to come out useful. Basically, the trade-off here is either you defeat them and waste the time of potentially not needing the goal, whereas if you battle them, you'll get the extra levels, which means you'll turn some 3 hits into 2 hits, some 2 hits into 1 hit, so you'll start gaining some time. So since this is quite early, it's usually a good idea to fight them, especially when you have a main that doesn't have great stats like Blastoise. So I definitely agree with his decision of doing it.
it also would help if you have a main that has a very slow experience curve, such as a legendary.
Yeah, that's also a good idea to do it. To be quite honest, I think it's more often. I more often do it than not. 35, I might delay it. Where did I do? And Thunder finding the Abra. That's trade strats, but trades are on the card, so for potentially getting a slot that other players won't be able to guess.
Well, Clam's not the worst move for Blastoise to have learned, but they're certainly better.
See that all runners are at Faulkner's, which, considering we have Tomo running, is quite a feat. I mean, you remember that weekly where Tomo, it wasn't that long ago, he entered Faulkner at like 30 minutes.
Unless I'm missing stuff, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of info so far coming off this card. Maybe a few evolutions. You can find like that Bulbasaur for Ivysaur. I believe we've seen a Sandshrew to evolve into Sandslash.
That's what I was gonna say. We saw a Sandshrew. Usually these goals are grouped into, like, for instance, easy evolutions like Ivysaur, Charmeleon, Turtle, or harder evolutions. However, this card has one particular thing, which is the fact that the goal that represents hard evolutions is Sandslash-Arbok, and evolving Sandslash-Arbok is not that hard. It's the easiest of the evolutions, which means it's actually viable to catch a Sandshrew and evolve it at level 22 to Sandslash.
Yeah, I'd say the only goal that basically you never consider the evolution of is Yanma Piloswine, since Piloswine only evolves at 33.
Yeah, but there's, for instance, like Graveler, Haunter, Machoke, where it's really costly
25.
to evolve it. Yeah, it's really costly to evolve it. You have some groups of goals here, like for instance, Arcanine Ninetales. It's a group of goals where every poke is a stone evolution. So you have the fire evolutions with Arcanine Ninetales. You have the with Sarmic Cloyster or Poliwrath Slowking, which, by the way, evolves from a water stone in this ROM. We have the grass evolutions, which I guess own in the form of Executor and Sunflora. So you can see we have, like, for instance, Venonat Paros, which is the first stage evolution group of goals. You can see Meowth and when it's well, you can see, like, for instance, well, you get the point. You can see, like, Meowth, Diglett, you know, those pokes that are first evos. There's also another goal that is meant to be almost free, which involves getting Nidoking, Nidoqueen, or Beetle, Butterfree, or some form of goal that's easy to get, that's guaranteed.
And
really, sometimes you can get really trolled.
And Tomo has found Tomo has found the Articuno on Route 32. Because of course he did. Enishi also notably decided to skip 32 trainers, allowing him to catch up a bit. Actually, I think he's even pulled ahead.
It's a matter of personal preference. I generally prefer to do them, I guess, Enishi's choosing to full blitz. I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, there's the Nidoking we talked about, but it's not on the card today. Yeah, what I was saying is that basically, as Hulk wisely once said, in a 2v2 bingo, Blitzer and a Tomo, because Tomo is gonna find all the RNG goals for you while you just blitz. Adding the optional, which didn't have any useful information from what I gathered. It can also be in the card in the form of Furret.
It's a fairly easy evolution at level 16. I'd say so. But he chose not. I believe he chose to run from it. Not a bad choice, I'd say.
Generally,
find
you
some other
want to
things
at least, yeah, generally you want to at least find stone evos, and if you are desperate for it, then you start going for those easy evos. Also, enough easy evos like stone evos, like Metapod, Caterpie.
Caterpie and Weedle are probably the best Pokemon to find for that goal, given they evolve so quickly and they evolve twice.
Yeah, that's a really good thing. It's also only a pair. Oh, Thunder Fishing on 32. That's an interesting decision. Heck, Tomo to do.
Oh,
there's he fished up a Hitmonlee. He fished up a Hitmonlee. So Thunder Wizard pulling the Tomo. And the funny thing is, the guy would expect to fish on 32 decided not to fish on 32, and it's not gonna see the Hitmonlee. And Tomo finds the Electabuzz. Just as we're saying that Tomo was gonna miss something, he finds a corner goal.
I wonder if Tomo's well known. The fact that Tomo's well known for being a Tomo is going to throw off the metagaming of the other racers trying to look for that Electabuzz.
There's also a Nekens in any screen, which means there's another option for Sensor Sharvok.
Oh, it's a booming Ekans, but it doesn't do him that much.
Because you know, it's an Ekans.
She and Tomcat are neck and neck, I'd say, if it wasn't for the fact that Tomcat has defeated all the trainers on 32, so. I think that Tomcat's gonna catch up a little bit on these fights. But yeah, it's a little early to try to say who's even ahead at this point.
Oh, there's
finds
the
a Murkrow.
Of course. And Snowbear is about to be murdered. Rip Snowbear.
Where I thought this was you. I thought you made the ROM. Why is this ROM so good?
There's no stopping Tomo. Good.
I know, it looks like Anishi got hit by a well encounter. That's really not... It's not that common, to be honest. I think usually you get 0 encounters in well.
Yeah, more often than not you expect 0 encounters in the well. However, finding an encounter in the well is not necessarily a bad thing, because that's not going to be a place where people are going to usually metagame when you mark something. You usually get away with like catching it and expecting others not to guess where it was. It is also quite the boring race because everyone's running a Blastoise. Here I was hoping to like start a discussion with better mains, worse mains, you know, stats of the several mains, but no, everyone's running the Blastoise. It's like, this is actually an interesting thing to say. Remember how Tomcat did 32 trainers, so he pulled behind Anishi? Now, Tom has a higher level main, means that he can turn some 3 hits into 2 hits, 2 hits into 1 hits, and he has already caught up to Anishi. Like the encounter Anishi found also matters, but you can realistically expect to get most of your time back when you defeat 32 trainers. Rip Ramen. There's a shelter. So there's shelter information in case you need it for revolt for different folks in the left side of Foxy's gym.
Generally, trainers will go. Generally, racers will go for the left side of Bugsy's gym. I want to say it's faster, but might
It's
just
faster
be.
because it's actually faster because the guy in the right has two pokes instead of left. Like the mandatory fight, that's not the pair trainers. Usually, some racers might prefer to do right side if they are pressed for information. They want to deviate from whoever's ahead's path, or they just want to experience. They can do the right side. Oh, that's an annoying Rapidash with sleep powder.
Although the sleep powder misses
Both times.
Top Cat twice, so.
Also Kakuna, which means that we are not short on Pokemon to evolve at all. That shouldn't be a struggle. Unless they are, in like Mount Silver and Tin Tower. Never know.
I'd say the Snow Bear ROM is coming in the lack of info for most people other than Tomo.
Well, because Tomo's luck far outweighs Snow Bear's bad ROM. There's like it's amazing because Tomo has no business doing this. Every time someone else tries to do this, they never find it. Tomo, so he always finds everything. It's amazing.
Oh wow, that Rapidash has Rapidash has Dreaming Vertigo with that sleep powder.
The Wombo combo, wow.
And the Route 32 trainers coming in clutch for Tomcat, seeing how Enishi is unable to outspeed the Rapidash. And so he wasted a heal powder, essentially, trying to
There's also Hitmonchan. There's also Hitmonchan in Tom's side of the screen. This basically, I wouldn't say proves, but like it's a further argument of the blitz versus stay behind strat. So you saw you saw Thunder wasting time fishing, finding that Hitmon, the information for free by finding a trainer. So Thunder kind of wasted that time, in quite a long time because the Hitmon didn't want to stay in. Finding it and catching it, whereas Tomo gets it for free here, and that information will be useless for Thunder.
This is definitely going to be, as mentioned earlier, this is definitely going to be a very samey ROM because everyone's running the same thing and pick the same starter. Usually you'll see some differences in how people play based on what starter they picked, because that leads to different rival infos, and then also different mains lead to different fights being easier or harder depending on movesets and stats.
But not the case today. I didn't get what TM49 was.
I didn't see what it was either.
Yeah, it's usually noticeable.
We'll probably see it when Tomcat teaches cut. According to Dylan, it was Payday, which is TM.
Yeah.
It looks like the 14 was a bit of a difficult Pokemon. It's a Chinchou with the Razor Leaf. Magnitude is able to take care of it cleanly for basically all the racers, but
Chinchou is a very defensive. Yeah, Chinchou is a very defensive Pokemon. It's not gonna do much even with Razor Leaf. The Blastoise is quite bulky too.
Makes it a difficult fight rather than a impossible fight.
Tom continues to pick up items, which in my opinion is quite wise considering that finding an Everson or Goldberry will make you able to skip contest, which is always a bit of a time sink. You'll see Tomcat grabbing Sweet Scent. Sweet Scent of an ignored move, but in these races you'll notice that, especially in the end, we're gonna be looking for specific encounters. We're gonna look, for instance, where Sandshrew is. We evolve it to Sandslash. And you're gonna go to the place where it's seen, and you're gonna have to see several encounters to find it. And that's where Sweet Sand comes in clutch. Why? Because you always waste like 10 seconds finding an encounter, whereas with Sweet Sand, you get it instantly.
And Tomcat is fished up in Abra. Is he gonna go?
Yeah,
is he gonna catch it for the
Tomcat
trade
can also
scraps?
do.
Nope.
I wouldn't catch it either. It's quite the time sink. Trades are really, really slow. You waste like or something. Personally, think it's not worth it, but some racers like to do it. Each racer has its own unique, their own unique play style, their own way of seeing these races. Contrast between how Enishi has been playing or how Tomo has been playing. They're playing in a bit of a different way, in like not bit full contrast. Like you see Enishi blitzing and Tomo like checking every slot for encounters. I mean.
And Tomcat has picked up Kenya.
Yeah.
Free poke is always.
Dylan points out something that is very true. Tomcat did 32 trainers, and yet he has a 30-minute time. That's quite good. We're looking at potentially a 50-minute fly here if stuff is, friendly. Like you don't get trolled.
And a level 8 Oddish is not going to place in the contest, no matter how, no matter what breaks practically.
Yeah.
See how trolly the contest is.
Yeah, Tomcat opts to do the contest right now. You could guess some racers prefer to not do it this early in case they don't need the goal. There's also the argument that if you catch something on the card and then 1 minute later you mark Everstone Goldberry, it's kinda obvious where you found it. So some players like me or for instance Gamer prefer to not do it this early. But most players, from what I've gathered, seem to prefer to do it this early.
And Tomcat has chosen to try to base his chances on this level 10 Jolteon. Can't say it's a bad choice, but minimum catch rate is trolling him.
True. Dylan is also the right gamer, can't do them because he always says Monday. In case you don't know, you can only do bug catching in some days of the week, specifically Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday. So if you set your weekday to Monday, you can't do contests, at least early.
And Mondays are kind of.
Like,
Monday's kind of
you
a
can set
weird
like
day
11
to,
p.m. on Monday.
Monday's a weird day to set your clock to because there's really nothing good that comes up on Mondays.
That's the point he memes about it. Like Monday is the only day you can't get the haircut. Monday's the day you can't get. Yeah, that's the meme. He can't do the herb shop if he wants. That's basically the only thing. You can't get Lapras, you can't get Poison Barb. It's the day where you can't get basically anything, so it's a meme.
Is this Jolteon gonna take all of Tomcat's Pokeballs and not get in? Yeah,
not if it defeats Blastoise. Oh, he
used
chooses
19
to run.
of his Pokeballs and did not catch it.
I actually didn't notice it was that bad. Yeah, I didn't notice it was that bad. The other screens.
Looks like he's checking the items before just saying screw it. Not a bad choice since you immediately get kicked out as soon as you use your 20th ball. And it might tell you, hey, this item's here. Of the catching the contest.
See, that's also another reason why I don't like doing contests this early. Imagine Tomcat would have found TM34 there, and then it would either be in Route 35 or National Park. It would become quite obvious for the other racers where it was. That's also another reason I don't like doing contests this early. Another thing that's maybe important to explain, I'm talking about these like finding TMs and whatnot. Basically, in this ROM, all field TMs are shuffled. So, for instance, you usually find the TM for Swift in Union Cave. However, the TM for Swift can be pretty much anywhere in Kanto or Johto in this ROM. So, basically, you need to know where every field TM is and go get them until you find TM34. Are familiar with Dragon Quest randomizers? This is kind of like finding the token, for instance, where you can find it in like 3 different places. So that's TM20 in Tomcat's screen. That can sometimes be on the card in the place of TM34, but today we have TM34 instead. Oh yeah, Snowbear points that you can also do contests to get a new main. It's rare, but if, for instance, you find a level 18 Ho-Oh or Mewtwo, you're obviously gonna main switch to it. Like for instance, imagine this Peloswine you, especially with a main like Blastoise, if you saw a good move set, you'd most likely main switch.
That's a trainer poke, not the contest.
Oh yeah. Sorry, my bad.
I think Anashi didn't check the. He went up to even talk to the lass who opens up the water bottle yet.
Oh, interesting. Well, that's Tyrog information, so you can also evolve that for Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, or Hitmontop.
It's a level 20 Evo. It would count towards evolving. It's not a bad one, I'd say.
One interesting goal we haven't mentioned yet is buy all 3 Game Corner Pokemon, and it's also in a diagonal. To buy all 3 Game Corner Pokemon, you need 2,400 coins.
Translates to about 48,000 Poké-Dollars, Poké-Yen, whatever you want to call it. So it's a very money-intensive goal.
You actually need to plan for it since the beginning. You need to be careful with how much money you spend on healing items, what items you get. You might actually want to get items until you have better odds of finding good items like nuggets or vitamins, just so that you can get that 48,000. Generally, you can also do field TMs or quick TMs and also get the money that way.
Well, and if she did go to Sudowoodo, I must have missed that. Because he just got the squirt bottle. He's skipping the contest, though.
And she's clearly full on blitzing. Full blitz mode.
He is going to see what the pseudo is. Oh yeah, you also burn, paralyze, poison the pseudos on the card, so we're going to see how difficult a goal that is.
It's like not that hard. Yeah.
So Sacred Fire on a Dratini, that's easy as hell.
Easy to do with Sacred Fire and Spark. Which guaranteed unless you find something with really low special defense. Which is not the case of the Trini. In fact, it resists both Sacred Fire and Spark.
I'd say the hardest Pokemon to probably get for that goal is probably a Spinner Hack, since you'd have to paralyze it, or since it would probably not die to any Fire-type move you tried, and it's immune to poison.
I generally think that the worst ones are Nidos, like the Nidoqueen or Nidoking, and Steelix. Tomo checking Mart TMs, that's a strat. I actually do it sometimes. If you have a moveset you're not satisfied with, you have access to 3 free moves there. You can generally kinda guess what they are based on the descriptions of the moves. That it's a move that may induce paralysis, it can be an electric move, it can be body slam. I'm not familiar with the exact descriptions, but generally you can guess if you know like secondary effects. If you see strong but useless versus flying moves, you know that's Earthquake.
Like being one of the best moves, of course, in this game.
For instance, an attack that may flinch a foe can be Rock Slide, can even be Stomp.
But there's so much it could be. Some effects just are a little too vague.
Yeah.
Times when you'll find there's times when you'll find a swords dance in the in Goldenrod Mart, so maybe he was counting on that. I don't know.
You see Tomo fighting the National Park trainers here. Actually, I probably would have done it anyway, since I was in the contest. Since I go through like National Park, and it's a corner goal. And she chose not to, which is obviously perfectly fine. This is, like I was saying, it's pretty much a matter of personal preference. There are some things that are objectively better, like blitzing instead of doing what Tomo does. But no, personal preference for some stuff.
Part of me is wondering if Enishi's blitzing is putting a little bit of pressure on Tomcat. So,
I don't think so.
Tomcat's worried that he might lose to the blitz, essentially.
I think for instance, Tom knows that Enishi didn't do Raid Trainer, so he knows he's ahead in that regard. If I were Tom, I wouldn't be worried at all. I mean, he's so experienced in this, he's been around for so long. Probably just annoyed at contest.
19, 1 and 3 is failing. That is just really stupidly unlucky.
Yeah, something we should also point out for people who are not familiar with these is that we actually minimize catch rate, which means that everything is easy as hell to catch. If you don't weaken something, you have a chance of 1 in 3 to catch them with a Pokeball. Which means that what you saw happening on Tom's screen is actually quite unlucky. Minimum catch rate is a lie. Everyone knows it's not 1 in 3. Oh, and you see Protect here. I swear you see it all the time when it's not in the card. There's a goal that requires you to find the Pokemon with Protect, Detect, Endure. You never see it. It's always how it works, right?
Annoying as hell. And
she finds the Arcanine.
Final one to catch that goal.
It's also worth noting that the level ball you saw Enishi, or saw it on Enishi's screen, has a guaranteed catch rate, much like the Master Ball.
There's quite a number of encounters showing up in Burn Tower, which is pretty interesting. I think the average is maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think it's worth it.
Some people do, some people don't, because it's only 1 or 2 encounters, but...
However, here's something interesting. Imagine Tom hadn't found the Arcanine Ninetales. He knows that Enishi is progress-wise around the same zone as him, since they marked Sudowoodo around the same time. If he didn't have Arcanine Ninetales, Enishi marking it would be a pretty safe bet that it would be either in Burn Tower or perhaps Route 36. 37, sorry, not 36.
Oh, Enishi is basically lost that fight because he lost his Blastoise to paralysis and whatever else Speedrill had.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has any revives or anything to. Oh, he's got a revive.
He bought revives. He bought revives along there.
Meanwhile, that Beedrill is showing that it would be a good option if an accuracy reducing move is on the card, which of course it isn't because
everyone's finding
so you need for pokes you don't have. And meanwhile, Tomcat has shown up at the roamers. I'm gonna check the log to see what they are.
Forgot to do the guessing what the roamers are minigame.
I mean, the audio's not on him, so
yeah, the audio is not on Tomcat, so you can continue guessing. No, haven't started the minigame yet. You can do a little board of awesomeness if you guess all three. I'm gonna hope someone got the reference. Or the leaderboard of plagiarism. Oh, Tomcat finds the roamer. So we know it's a Squirtle. And it can actually be evolved into Wurthrow if they have a rare candy, which I believe they haven't seen one so far.
The only one with Tom, yeah.
He's main switching from the Blastoise to the Roamer Squirtle.
I mean, it's not a bad choice. The level advantage is not even really bad. Help.
Yeah. It's not even a bad choice because it's gonna evolve to Wurthrow and then to Blastoise. He's only gonna do it. Yeah, that's 2 evolutions too, but I'm gonna guess he's only gonna do it to evolve it to Wurthrow. I mean, it's not even a bad choice, honestly, to just run the Squirtle. It has a good moveset too. The thing. Especially when it evolves. This crab is just dead, even if it's not very effective, like, it's dead.
Okay, the Suicune is a Kabuto. The Entei is a Lediba. Raikou being that
The Raikou.
Not exactly good pokes to try to find, but
Oh, looks like Thunder Wizard doesn't get second or third.
Did you
place
win the
in
contest?
He only got the berry.
Did he outright win?
No, he got. Yeah. He's opting to do it again. There's a Nidorino on Tomcat's screen, yet another easy Evo.
At this point, I'd say that the Evolve 4 different Pokemon goals is free as hell, and
yeah.
It's gonna just come down to pathing.
As long as you can find them.
Use it.
Looks like Tomcat, unless something really awful happens, is gonna get his Root Turtle after Mori. Yeah, he's gonna get Root Turtle for sure.
I think Snowbear points out that Ivysaur is a game corner poke, so that goal is free as hell if you combine the game corner pokes.
Yeah, but our racers don't know that.
Intama does so far, who already has it and doesn't care.
Mo opting to get the radio card, which
it's on the card.
I mean, it's a diagonal goal. Teed bingos. There's a high chance you're gonna do it eventually. So I don't, considering you already have all those RNG goals, of course. We can't even blame him. I think it was actually a good choice to do it. I'd probably do it myself too.
I think Dylan. I think there were 2 star pieces in Ilex. I know I saw at least 1. Money is a little bit of a concern here, but it's not that bad, I'd say.
Thunder Wizard's about to see the Dratini Sudowoodo. Looks like we're having some technical issues. Is the stream freezing for you?
No, but Thunder Wizard is already past that. Tomcat's fighting the last for her number. That should tell you how far I am.
Oh.
I just think that Septros has just gotten a little bit behind them this stream, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, the stream was freezing for me. Yeah, now everything's okay. I'm back. And yeah, sorry guys.
And Tomcat's War Turtle, having cross chop, made that last set breeze, given Lapras and I like it.
Sorry about that, yeah.
Tomcat has found a Mewtwo. Dylan, you sure you didn't make this wrong? Every time Dylan makes a ROM, Mewtwo is found pretty early, as he's pointing out. It's too late for him to have made the ROM. The main switch, I'd say that Tomcat definitely has the advantage here because of the not only the levels, but he's also got quite a bit of progress lead on everyone, even Anishi.
He has a lead on everything. Progress, well, except RNG goals.
I think he doesn't have a lead on his goals, which he can clean up easily.
He has the 8 trainers over Anishi, also the slight progress lead. Has, well, 10 minutes worth of progress. And Thunder Wizard is starring the Kimono Girls, or at least it's on the Kimono Girls. So, also quite a lead on him. Oh yeah. Looks like, well, Tomcat to do it unless he gets heavily trolled in Chuck's gym. But to see Anishi, someone who's actually quite new, like he's been around for like 3-4 weeks, pull such a good Chuck time is actually... Yeah, basically what we're trying to achieve here is get 5 rows, diagonals, or columns.
While Tom, though, is checking his box Pokemon for moves, I can't tell what... Oh, 4 moves sharing the type. I didn't notice that goal was on the card.
Well, yeah, it is, but it just needs to get normal type.
Oh, it was probably for the Burn, Paralyze, Poison Sudowoodo.
Oh, he doesn't have the... Blast?
No, he's about to fight the Pseudo, is the thing.
He doesn't have... did he, like, remove Sacred Fire? I forget.
He didn't know it was a Dratini, so he couldn't rely on essentially it. And looks like he wanted a guarantee with Stun Spore. It looks like Anishi's probably gonna get a 105 Chuck, and Tomcat's a sub-hour Chuck. I'd say that's really good.
I expect Anishi to get a sub 1 hour Chuck, actually.
Between movement and needing to heal.
She'll see.
Might be just my sense of time not being good enough.
What do you see Tomo doing? What do you see Tomo doing? Of course, you see Tomo not going for Fly.
Goes for Acid Armor instead, which is what Nightmare used to be.
Despite being Center Go, despite the fact that Fly pretty much gets him like a bunch of rolls guaranteed. He had at least a diagonal.
I think it's more that
You
Tomo
know-
just always goes for TM50. As I'm saying, I think that it's more that Tomo just always goes for TM50 first. So I don't think it's necessarily indicative of him skipping fly, but who
Oh
knows?
yeah. Fair. That's fair. I forgot that pattern of this. Most racers prefer to only go get the thing. Fly
And
because
clean
it's
up.
faster. Yeah, in cleanup it's faster. You can just fly there.
It's not likely to be a move you're gonna want with TMs like that. Meanwhile, is there an issue with Tomcat's stream? Because he seems to have paused for some reason.
I've seen him do it before in other weeklies. Maybe a short break. It's probably a short break. I've seen him do it in the past.
Well, Tomo is indeed going for searching other slots, it seems. And
Yeah. Yeah, and
Shocky
like
is a
Dillian
close
is pointing out.
it was just the middle of the battle, that's why he couldn't.
Yeah. It confused me too. I was looking at Tomo's screen because I was trying to figure out what was he gonna do after, and I didn't notice that he already reached 42 and was a new trainer. I mean,
And he just leveled up off the first Pokemon on that trainer.
yeah. Oh,
I think that Tomcat
official.
had leveled up off the first trainer. I mean,
It's
off the first
official.
Pokemon on that trainer.
I think it's the first time I see someone main switching to the same species of Pokemon. Technically not to And with that short break from Tomcat, we see that Inishi has managed to caught up a little. Tomcat is already... There he is, it's beaten. Whereas Inishi is still on the trainers, that guard. Looks like he's not gonna get sub 1 hour fly. Sub 1
Wow. Meanwhile, Tomo is going to deal with the trainers on 32 and is for some reason catching Eradicate. Alright, I don't see any reason for him to go for it.
for move,
sharing
sharing its types. Yeah. So now Tomcat enters what we have been referring to and usually called the cleanup phase. So he has most of the progress done. Fly, which means he can maneuver throughout the map rather easily. So now he's probably gonna start. You're probably gonna start seeing him mark the goals much more often. You saw him of the map until now, unlocking all zones, and now what he's gonna do is he's gonna start looking for stuff. For instance, he's gonna go look for TM34 here in Burn Tower. You couldn't access this TM before because you need strength. And yeah, he's gonna start looking for stuff. So go get the shiny and go get TM10 most likely.
Generally, racers will start their cleanup after they've dealt with the shiny and gotten Whirlpool and all those other Team Rocket items from Lance.
That's something.
Our map of Johto
important.
is opened up to you. Tomcat just chose to. I think Tomcat just chose to check Burn Tower just in case and possibly throw off the other racers.
I also like to check for in the burn tower immediately after I get fly. It also is not repelling through Mount Porter, something I also do because the issue with repelling before you get fly is that it's rather predictable where you found the slots. Like if you mark 5 minutes after you mark like Ninetales 5 minutes after you do flash, for instance, you know it's most likely going to be in Route 32. This is the reason why most players like to repel before fly. However, after you get fly, anywhere on the map, so it's much harder to figure out where someone found something. Hence why you see Tom not repelling there.
Somewhat predictable where you are.
Oh, Tom finds the Lady Roamer. He's seen both roamers so far, and he's not even to the shiny.
Still picking up items. I'm guessing he's not confident in his money route for game car boats.
There's also Everstone Goldberry to find Green yet.
Too.
And that's actually something interesting. I'm gonna guess that Tomcat wants, like, he's gonna do column 3 before he does the Maniacs. Maniacs is a rather costly goal, fighting 10 Pokemaniacs, even if almost all of them only have 1 poke. Oh, and he also finds TM34.
The issue with TM34 being there is that everyone's gonna know exactly where he is.
And that's what I was gonna point, Dylan. I don't think he has info to make it worthwhile.
There's really not much you can do to prevent that though. If you find it there, it's just like
actually
where it is.
Most people are gonna. You could not grab TM10, but to be honest, it's probably not worth it to do all the climb again, because most people just check both anyway, so someone was just gonna see it and give the information to the other racers anyway.
Especially with the possibility to sell it for more money. And they should have Tauros info. Electabuzz Jinx Magmar info though.
The problem is Electabuzz Jinx Magmar, and it's also Everstone Goldberry is also slow go. You are also not guaranteed to do it. Like you've seen how trolled Tom was, so you can really get trolled in that go. I can't blame him for not doing the Maniacs yet.
And it looks like Tomcat. If I had to guess, he's going for the game that Tomo found Everstone Goldberry in Dark Cave.
Either that, or he's starting to metagame all the goals. Tomo mark.
Yeah, specifically the Everstone Goldberry, which good call on him.
Yeah. There it is. He finds the Everstone.
Normally, you'll see trainers often go to Violet City as soon as they get the shiny done to pick up the experience share. So that's what I thought he was doing initially.
Yeah. It's also worth noting that Tomcat and Mr. Tomo have been racing together for a long time, so they know each other's patterns. Tomcat knows where Tomo likes to go, so that's probably why he decided to check Dark Cave. Nonetheless, it's a really smart find. Even if you know Tomo would like to check Dark Cave, guessing it so accurately, it's a really nice feat. Even on 29, I don't think Tomcat picked up the 29 item. I'm not positive of it, but I'm confident he didn't. Proud Tower, although there was no big reason to use Proud Tower in this one, but you never know.
It was probably too early to consider Tomo having even gotten into Violet.
That's a fair point.
And Tomcat is going to buy the Game Corner pokes, it seems now.
And he's gonna find the Ivysaur.
Guessing he's also gonna do the 4 trainers shortly after. I'm not sure if he's gonna go for the Maniacs yet, but it might be something he's considering. And I'm gonna guess he's not gonna go for. He's thinking it's not in his path.
It's like I was saying, it's a really costly goal. Fighting.
Oh, wait, okay, yeah,
Well,
that wasn't
never
Pokemon. It was Super Nerd I was thinking of. Looks like Pokemaniacs is on his path.
He's just fighting them so that he doesn't have to go to the underground again.
Did?
Oh yeah,
wow.
yeah. He finds the Jinx no one else finds.
That's Tomo things.
Just Tomo being Tomo. Okay. I was.
And Tomcat has enough money to buy the game folks.
I saw Enishi there checking his trainer card. There's actually a reason why you'd want to check trainer card here, which is to reset the game in case you need to reset your time. You can do time outside outside in game, like when you reset when you get the Suicune animation. But that was not the case. It was probably just.
Might have been checking money, to be honest.
Or that too. That's also a fair reason to do it. That's also true. Tomcat is about to fight the National Park trainers, most likely.
Yeah, he's there. He's definitely doing that.
Yeah. It's also the only goal left to get. So it only makes sense he does. It's also information he can get. So it makes sense to do it before the RNG goals.
Not sure how much of that he's got, to be honest.
But yet another Snow Bear is murdered. Or Snow Bear. Been murdered like 6 times this run yet.
I don't think any of the racers have gone for Bill's poke. It's an interesting one to try, but it's not exactly.
It's actually fast. That's something it has.
It's fairly fast, but you have to be there already, basically.
Yeah.
And Tomo's trying to do roamer strats.
Doesn't look like he found one. Okay, so taking a bit of a look at Tomcat's path to get one bingo. If he successfully metagames where Tomo found Murkrow Mischievous, he can also go for column 4. And
row 1.
He also has Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, Hitmontop info. I believe he has both Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. And Taro. So he can also do row 3.
So he can also do column 2. That's, I believe, 4 bingos that we've called.
Yeah. And there's also all to do. Oh yeah.
It's a stretch, but it's possible.
And you skip the slow goals, like defeat 10 Maniacs, complete all 4 Ruins of Elf puzzles.
The path I'm seeing has Ruins of Elf on there, but
I'd say you were mentioning that one too.
I'd say that's a decent goal. It's not slow, it's not fast, but it is consistent, essentially. There's no RNG there, essentially.
It's around 10 minutes worth of time to do it, between fighting the mandatory trainer, hitting the optional trainer that I always do, and completing all 4 puzzles. It's about 7 minutes.
Ooh, Arbok is a dead info. Meanwhile, Hitmonchan is post-Blackthorn, so it's not exactly the best, but not the worst.
And it is also dead. There's also Sandshrew. There's hope in that. He's about to check it, and it's in Kanto, of course.
Oh,
there's the Snow Bear ROM. Yeah, there's the Snow Bear ROM right here.
Tauros isn't
Tauros
bad.
is
It's
in
in
Dark Cave. In what was the other
40,
place?
I think. Route 40 outside Mount Silver.
Okay.
Route 42
Yeah,
outside
Route
Mount
42.
Mordor. I'd say that's a. There's 10 slots there. 7 in the water, 7 in the grass, 3 in the water. It's not the worst. It's a good.
Meanwhile, Enishi bought all the 3 game corner votes and is currently depositing them. Let's take a look at his path too. He's a little bit behind because he still has to do Everstone Goldberry. He also hasn't found the roamer, so he didn't mark Suicune Raikou Entei. Oh, by the way, something worth mentioning: Suicune Raikou Entei. You can also get one of the roamers or the 40 that is atop Tin Tower. Well, not on top of it. Like this applies to all legendaries. So, for instance, imagine you go to the top of Tin Tower and get the 60 that it's up there. You can count it as marking Ho-Oh. Also, for instance, if you find the Sudowoodo in the wild and you body slam and paralyze it, you can also mark a goal. So there's a lot of flexibility in most of these goals.
And Tomcat has found his Tauros.
Yeah, finds the Tauros
Pretty-
quickly. That's very how troll he was in National Park.
I'd say that Tomcat has a really good chance of winning this now.
Yeah, he's definitely quite ahead, and I point he's out of winning at least 80% right now.
He's going for the guarantee. Looks like he's going for the guaranteed Hitmonchan rather than going to evolve a Tyrogue. So I can't say it's a good choice either. We'll have to see when he gets there. Also, 10 slots there.
Option.
Did find a Sandshrew in contest, so he does have that info.
He checked it. Yeah, he can go there.
I have to clock reset for it, but it's an option.
Considering how expensive both Road 2 and Home 3 are, I honestly doubt he'll do it.
She now is going to go for the contest again. Or actually, he didn't do it earlier. He's going to go for the contest now, and
Hey, he's gonna go for the
probably
first
gonna
time.
Probably going to hope for the Everstone Goldberry. Do the trainers in National Park shortly after.
Yep.
Guessing Tomcat has chosen not to repel just to
18,
4
that
levels
means he probably gets the Everstone Goldberry too.
I'm gonna try and weak.
I
cannot agree.
Okay. Yeah, I don't agree with that magnitude either. He could have got magnitude 10 and one-shot it. This is such a good Sandshrew because it's so close to evolving.
I think he's gonna get. I don't see it winning on it.
With full HP, I think. Okay.
So I think that. Oh, he got second place with that. That was a really good choice.
Nice. Nice. I think it was it turned out well, but I still am gonna argue that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was a questionable. Mm-hmm. He's now got options to the Sand/Arbok, and he's also got the. I personally would have just kept the Sandshrew and gone for the and just clock reset to go for another chance at the. And Tomcat is where Hitmonlee is. He's probably heading for where the pond is because there's a convenient grass spot nearby and allows you to see all 10 slots essentially.
Tomo finds the oh geez, Squirtle too. So he can also mark Suicune Raikou Entei and potentially main switch to it. Oh, he finds a Sandslash. That's huge.
Enishi got a.
That's
he caught the
big.
Sandshrew for his Everstone.
It's actually big because, despite the fact he's a bit expensive, him up for a lot of options. So he can do Alf. He can metagame the Articuno Zapdos Moltres and evolve for and grab a radio card. This gives him options, and you can never complain about having options.
Really lucky with that sand slash, yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. You can.
I think the main
really
thing
happy.
he can do with it is, I think the main thing he might do with that is skip the Ruins of Alph and just go for a Call 3 instead. Pokemaniacs might
10
be
Maniacs
faster.
is definitely faster. It's definitely faster, yeah.
Then Pokemon with 4
especially
moves sharing its
because
type is
it's basically free.
basically free with a normal type or a normal fly.
He can also, technically, he can do both and do the Maniacs in Union Cave last, so that he is already there for the Ruins of Alph. Honestly, that's not that big of a time save. It's like
Gonna
1
depend
minute.
on it's gonna depend on if he can metagame that Murkrow Misdreavus.
I think it's quite safe to assume that it's somewhere around Route 35, Union Cave, Route 32, sorry, Union Cave. It's like Dylan was saying in the beginning, it's Tomos. You never know if he did a 40-minute Faulkner. Not that certain either. Still, considering how early he marked some progress goals, the Union Cave and Route 32 would be the first places I'd check for it. If I were to metagame it.
Meanwhile, NSG is going for Price's gym right now. I'm guessing it's to maybe level up a
6
poke for
badges.
evolutions.
And get 6 badges too.
6 badges, that's... but I don't think he has a path that involves 6 badges. I think it's more for the evolving.
Yeah, I
Just don't know if he has an Articuno.
Mission yet. He can metagame Electabuzz, Spagover, and Articuno's Zapdos Moltres, but honestly, that's... Oh, there's Eason there! Sorry about interrupting my sentence. Basically, I don't think that's really viable to metagame so much. In Murkrow Misdreavus is much more important.
And
Anyway...
Tomcat has his Hitmonchan. That gives him 3 bingos, and he just needs 2 more to close out the game.
And Thunder Wizard also fine with foes. One bingo. The diagonal, which honestly, considering we got Swagger relatively safe, like hassle-free, was quite a free. Oh, and also considering the fact that we had lots of money via 2 Stardusts and 1 Charcoal.
Yeah, looks like Tomcat is going for Maniacs as part of his path, so that is almost certainly putting 4 moves on
as
him.
Slow as fighting 10 trainers is, I'm gonna argue that it's faster. I'm not gonna argue, I'm gonna objectively say that it's faster than doing the Elf puzzles.
Puzzles can also be a trolley, especially that, what's it called? Night puzzle, which can be a little difficult to tell what the 4 middle ones are supposed to be.
Yeah, the main reason why is mostly because since it's such a slow goal, you only do it every 30 races, so it's easy to like forget those small nuances in the puzzles, and you start wasting some time. That's also something that should be in consideration of most racers. What I've actually done once was like spend like 2 hours spamming the puzzles. At least know how to do them relatively fast every time. But even then, you know, sometimes there's always those 2 squares you kind of miss. They're swapped and you are kind of in between. Is it here? Is it there? So we can really literally go.
Meanwhile, Tomo's gonna be getting a sub 125 fly.
That's actually good for Tomo. That's actually good for Tomo. He knows what Splendor is.
It's like he wasn't able to dodge the fly. Wasn't able to do the fly skip.
I mean, it's center goal. You just go like that, especially when it's so easy to do. Also opens up really good, like the aforementioned TLV. Oh, Jesus, I always mix them up. You know, the one everyone's doing. Top left, bottom right, yeah, TLVR. It also opens up the LTR if you want to do off puzzles, which, as we've been saying, is rather costly in terms of time.
It might be worth it for him since he basically has the other 4 goals in that line already done. He might want to go for it just because.
Yeah, and row 1 too. It's actually worth 2 bingos. If I were him, I'd actually consider it. Yeah. Meanwhile, Enishi was frozen by this Mr. Mime's Ice Punch.
That's gonna hurt a lot. I think he should still have revives though. So
yeah, he definitely has. He bought 3 a while ago.
Counting correctly, Tomcat after this Maniac should have 3 left. So he's probably gonna head to Union afterwards.
Thunder decides to check the traps for some hidden information. We'll see what he gets from here.
You can find 6 Pokemon here in the Rocket Hideout. Useful information at all.
Yeah, I think he used to be on the card, but not anymore. Like potential goal.
Go.
I'm not sure. Maybe not. No, it wasn't. Okay. I don't know why I thought then it was. Tomo999 calls his loss, which means he can now go get Hidden Power, TM, and Elf Puzzles for 01, or go get the Game Current Poke, the Hitmon, and the Tauros, which are all guaranteed, as we've seen so far, to get Column 2. So Tomo has a set path if it's faster than Tomcat's. I think Tomcat's probably going to finish first.
It's like Thunder Wizard has chosen not to check the electrodes. Strange. Usually if you go check the trap pokes, you check the electrodes as well.
Yeah. Interesting decision there. He goes for the gym, presumably to also do 6 badges. And I don't think he picked up the escape rope, did he? Was busy commenting on Tomcat.
That might have been why he did take the warp panel back.
Yeah, he did. He's evolving the Bulbasaur for the Ivysaur. Little does he know that there's an Ivysaur waiting for him in the casino.
Well, it looks like Enishi is also going for 10 Maniacs. This is a pretty close cleanup, I'd say. I'm still giving the edge to Tomcat.
Tomcat is currently at 3 bingos.
But I'm basically counting him as already having the 4 moves sharing the type because it's just such an easy goal.
Yeah. He's gonna get
4th bingo.
Yeah, he's gonna get his 4th bingo anytime soon. For his 5th
The
bingo,
question for him is, what goal does he go for last?
He has several options. He can go metagame Murkrow, 3 of us. He can. What else can he do? Well, I think metagaming Murkrow, 3 of us is his best option, quite honestly, and he's about to do, because he's gonna check Route 36. The places Tomo checks, so it's fairly safe to assume he's gonna try to metagame for stuff Tomo found in order to find his 5th bingo. In the meantime,
Enishi has found his Zapdos. That's really helpful information for him. I think he has the Electabuzz Jinx Magmar info, but he can definitely do Column 2 now. It's free given he's got the Sandslash and evolving shouldn't be. He's already evolved his Butterfree.
gaming Electabuzz Jinx bar. It's kind of hard to meta units, to be honest. Still,
So
I
Tomcat's
think
giving up.
Energy.
Oh no. Tomcat, I'm told that Thunder has sold his TM34.
Oh, that's a bummer. We're gonna have to unmark it for him. Yeah. Bummer.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, it's really a bummer when that happens. But it's really important to keep track of these things. Some racers even deposit TMs and items on the card just so that this doesn't happen. There's really not anything you can do about it. Once you sell it, it's sold. There's no other way to get it. You are effectively locked out of the goal.
Basically have to reset to get it back.
Yeah.
I think Thunder has just realized that and is resetting.
It chose to reset, yeah. I guess we can mark it again.
We'll see how much progress
himself, yeah. He didn't lose much, yeah, he just has to fight price again. Fortunately, he saved for price. I mean, that's the correct option, the correct choice anyway.
Hurts,
Tomcat finds the Articuno.
I think that finding the Articuno is going to put his path on Evolve 4 Pokemon. I think he's already evolved 2 from the Squirtle up to Blastoise.
Yeah.
The evolution's available. Video card left, so
yeah,
he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
He didn't catch it. He didn't catch it.
Oh, interesting. He wants the Murkrow Mischievous, maybe? To get it.
That is a... that just means he needs Radio Card and 4 moves sharing the type to win. Oh no, please don't tell me he's gonna try for the Yellow Kid to Electabuzz. Okay, good.
He's not getting the Murkrow.
Must have been a 10%.
He
finds the
Electabuzz. There's the Electabuzz. Does that fit?
That column 5. Row 5.
Fourth bingo. Yeah, he has row 5, so all he has to do is get the move the 4 moves sharing its types goal, and he's done. He has row 3, row 5. He'll have column 3, and also call 2. So yeah, he just needs to go teach some normal moves to a normal type poke.
I'm gonna guess he's gonna check his Furret and his Tauros to see.
Yeah, he's gonna
see which of them has a normal type move. Maybe hope he has a Pidgey or something.
Is he gonna do it with Lance? Oh, he's gonna check the rat.
Defense
only has one normal
that's
move.
not. That's enough.
Yeah, that's two.
Oh, the Meowth has False Swipe and Screech. That's enough.
You just need to teach Strength and Cut. Yeah. Should see him marking the goal and not dunning anytime soon.
Forgot about Dragon Breath.
And there we go. There it is. And there's the dot done, right?
Done. Yep.
Done. Nope. GG. Congratulations to our winner, Tomcat.
This was a close race, and I'd say this was a very close and good race. 130 finish is considered a good time.
129.15.
I'm imagining some of the trainers are going to want to shop.
From now on, racers can forfeit if they want. Okay.
Welcome, Tomcat.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Hello, and thank you.
Congratulations on your win. So, the first question we have for you, I think it's kind of obvious. What was in your mind when you threw 19 balls at that freaking Pokemon in National Park and you didn't catch it?
I mean, the worst part of it was that it probably wouldn't have even gotten the Everstone Goldberry anyway. But after like 10 balls, I was like, I need to keep going. I need to get the legendary 19 misses before I stop, and I did it. So I was laughing. It was funny.
It wasn't tilting.
I'm
it was
glad you
just,
went. Yeah, I'm
amusing.
glad you went.
Yeah.
I could have been really tilting. It is also quite interesting that you main switched from a Blastoise to a Squirtle and then evolved it back into a Blastoise. We were actually discussing what we'd do because I personally think I would also have main switch too because once you evolve into Blastoise, it's essentially a one-shotting machine. I think it was quite interesting, and I don't think this would have done it.
It was really lucky that I first of all got a Roamer, and second of all got Squirtle, which is a War Turtle, which is a goal, and 2 Evos, which is a
two
goal,
Evos.
so
It's the goal. Well, I guess the goal was 3 anyway. Since
it was a no-brainer to main switch.
But then you discovered it was a game corner poke.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter. I ran level 45 at the end. Everything died. It was easy.
Part of the 19 ball thing, you also have the pre-clean race, both execution-wise and luck-wise. You lucked into that Sentinel Sharbot, which was big. It allowed you to do column 3. I believe you didn't have a pass yet at that point.
No, that gave me the race. I was banking on I had Ekans, Sandshrew, and Arbok info, but they were all kind of bad.
You did see the Sandshrew in National Park, I think, during bug catching.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. We were also
well, you forgot about it.
If you were gonna metagame some stuff from what Tomo found early game.
Right, so I knew the item was going to be either Dark Cave, because Tomo likes to do that, or Sprout. So I went to Dark Cave and it was there. And then I scrolled back to see the timing on the other goals. And I saw that he found Articuno Zapdos Moltres first, and then he found Electrobuzink, Magmar, and Murkrow Misdreavus like 3 minutes later. So I figured it'd be around Route 32. That's where I found Articuno, and then I figured it must have been Union for the other two, and that's what I.
The reason you chose to go for I'm guessing you chose to go for the other two because those were instant bingos rather than the Articuno, which would require at least one more poke.
No, I was looking for the Electrobuzink Magmar, yeah. Because with the Articuno I could have done it, but I would have needed 2 Evos.
Evolved 2 pokes, yeah.
Yeah.
This would also work since it would just be grabbing the radio card.
Honestly, the biggest issue I had with this race was getting 4 Moose Shinies tight, because the Furt was bad. So I'm glad I found some random normal types on Route 36 when I was looking for any info regarding Tomo's goals.
Also have the Tauros in your party, I believe.
Oh shit, I forgot about the Tauros. I didn't even check. I wonder if it had anything useful.
Yeah, I guess it was a Snow Bear ROM. Basically, Tomo's luck means he finds anything anyway.
Well, the Tauros was bad anyway, at 4 non-normal type moves as well.
I believe we didn't see any racer finding Venom at Paris.
No, I saw Venomoth and that's about it.
Could do the legendary breed strat for Venonat. It's not like it hasn't been done. Do you have any questions about the other racers?
Yeah, what'd they run? Did they all pick Blastoise and run it?
Yeah, everyone picked Blastoise.
Starter.
Yeah.
The only one who main switched, and you technically main switched to another Blastoise.
Yeah, that's pretty good moveset too on the other one, so...
Yeah, I think it's the first that we see 5 of the same poke being ran.
Yeah. I even got the other roamer as well on Route 43.
Yeah, you found both roamers before later.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun race, you know.
Yeah, pretty clean.
And congratulations.
Yeah.
Some plenty of strats being used. We saw Tom successfully metagaming with the stuff Tomo found, which just proves my point that blitzing is the way to go in the beginning, because you can just metagame what the other guys find.
Well, the problem with Tomo is if you haven't played with him before, he's really hard to metagame. You have no idea where he's going.
Yeah, but then you start realizing that he prefers these certain spots. Like, for instance, you were saying he likes to check Dark Cave, so you immediately check the Dark Cave item.
Yeah, it's either Dark Cave Sprout or even the Runes of Elf room, the escape rope room. He likes to do that too.
Yeah,
he's gotten me with that before. So yeah.
I believe Vanishy's trying to metagame for stuff from Tomo.
If he was metagaming, he wouldn't be surfing. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, that's what I initially thought he'd be doing. Oh, is he gonna fish? Try to switch. Interesting.
He's just spot checking?
I'm gonna guess so.
Meanwhile, I think Tomo has his path pretty much laid out. He just needs Pokemaniacs.
Tomo had his path like 1 hour ago, courtesy of finding everything.
He just needs Hitmonchan, right?
Hitmonchan, I think, gives him his 4th bingo. He'll need
gives him
Pokemaniacs.
2. Hitmonchan gives him 2
column 1,
right now.
column 1, column 4. Needs Hitmonchan, Hitmontop, and yeah, that's it. Hitmonchan,
That's all.
Hitmontop.
Yeah.
But I noticed that during the interview.
Oh, did Tomo find it in Union?
Put it on 30.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because he found it 3 minutes before the other goals, so it's like, yeah, he's probably the other one's in Union then. Oh, surfing, or not even. Huh?
I think Tomo's got a good chance of being second.
Tomo is going to be second. Unless he gets heavily froze.
I think Anishi has a good chance is probably going to be 3rd place, and Thunder will be pulling up with 4th.
Yeah, the Hitmonchan was a 10%, I think. I mean, it felt like it, so maybe it's going to take a while.
We can check the log for that.
I think I got like 6 different encounters and like 9 encounters, so...
Pretty good.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky there.
Anishi has found a Tauros.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, at level 30, yeah.
And Tomo has found the Sandslash. And he ran from it.
And ran away from it.
Yeah, it does nothing for him.
Yeah, it does him, yeah. We were fully expecting Tomo to fly skip when we saw that the start had the teleport TM, even if it's middle goal.
I mean, I even thought, hey, I can fly skip now, and then I looked at the card again, and I was like, oh, right. Maybe not. Maybe I need it for 3 bingos.
You certainly used it for 3, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, starting this race, I didn't like the card, because there's a lot of RNG goals that are hard sometimes, like Milton Tauros, Venonat Paris, TM34, Mirko Misdreavus, all these hard goals. But Tomo was nice enough to give me all the info. So.
It looks like Anishi has just miscalculated and teaching 3 of the 4 needed Tauros. A heal bill is one of those weird moves that you would probably think is psychic.
Yeah.
Also choosing not to repel, which is interesting.
Might not have repels and might
Pro
not.
selective as maybe hoping to come
I'd
across
find
selective as Jinx Magmar, which is the big thing for him right now.
Say that or
Con
Ren
3,
Nightmares.
yes, Con 3, Road 2.
Is she? And she does not have Calm 3 yet. He's the
Oh
four
yeah,
moves.
he still hasn't done 4 moves yet. So basically he needs to activate Jinx Magmar and the 4 moves.
Interesting choice, grabbing Waterfall. Maybe he's hoping to create a water type to for those 4 moves now.
Oh, really? Okay. Hey, does any of you know if the contest ends after you've thrown all your balls? Because I
I believe
stopped
it
at
does end
19.
after you.
Yeah.
I believe it does end after you throw your 20th.
Or and after 20 minutes, yeah. It
Yeah, I
ends
knew
after
the
20 minutes.
time limit, but I didn't want to throw my 20th ball because I wanted to get a TM. And so I stopped just in case, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, but then it wastes time. And I figured I'd get the Everstone Goldberry anyway, because Tomo was nice enough to find it for me. So I just wanted to
Yeah,
throw as many
problem
balls
of,
at the Jolteon as I could and then move on.
that's a problem of checking stuff pre-fly. You can kind of end up playing yourself.
Hitmonlee is really not cooperating for Doc. In
Please.
second place.
Did he check water yet?
I think he did.
Oh no.
Oh, he's
yeah,
finally
there
found the
it is.
Hitmonlee.
And there it is. Time for Mr. Tomo 999. 142.10, I believe.
That's his 5th.
Yeah,
one,
he still
call
needs
3,
to go.
call 4. Call 1, call 2, call 4. Road 3, and TLBR.
That's 142.28. My bad. He still had to press the done button. So it's 142.28.
I'll be quietly listening.
Hey.
Kumtamo.
I hate
Okay, so
Blastoise.
obviously the first.
Did you not notice that I hit Zartu, which was 9 levels lower than me, with Stab, with Spark, I mean not Stab, Spark, with Spark, and it survived.
2 is
I mean,
bulky.
Zatu's stats are not that bad.
Anyway,
I mean, it's not the bulkiest thing ever. Either.
so the funniest
Uh,
bit was, I didn't know that I was finished after Hitmons. I was getting ready to do the Pokemaniacs afterwards, but I realized, wait a second.
No, yeah.
That's
You
why
need
I
a
thought-
hit,
Go on.
and she needs Electable Jinx, Magmar, and 4 moves. He's probably going to Route 32 now to metagame for Electable Jinx, Magmar.
I've got 3 columns, 1 diagonal, 1 row.
Oh, Energy just
Yeah,
needs
you're
Electabuzz
done,
Jinx
you're
Magmar.
I'm not going to take my
And 4
stream
moves sharing
offline
its
because I
type,
can't be bothered.
She just needs Electabuzz
okay,
Jinx
so-
Magmar for his final 2, but yeah.
Tomo,
Yes.
after you. Please be honest. Did you consider fly skipping when you saw Blastoise teleport?
No.
Okay.
I will be truthful to you though. If Fly wasn't center goal, yes. It was because Fly was center goal, I knew I couldn't fly skip. Because I already had... If you notice, as weird as it sounds, I have no wasted goals. Every goal I am using.
You're right. Completely. And that's completely true.
I actually had my path the second I caught the Murkrow. Obviously, Pokemaniacs was a little bit different. Also,
Had your
I
path.
sort of hoping to luck sack into the 40. I tried, I failed, then succeeded. I think that deserves a pat on the back. That I RNG manip perfectly.
Well, you were outlooked. You were outlooked by Tom in that regard. He found both
Yeah, I found
Roamers
both of the
before
Roamers.
Lake of Rage.
And then
before
see,
Lake of Rage.
that doesn't matter. I tried, failed, and then
He
hit the
found-
gym.
He like you. He tried to find it for 37.
What was the other Roma?
Ediba.
Sorry, what
Yeah.
was the other Roma?
Ediba.
Leddyba.
He actually
Didn't have
found
any of those infos. I also like to point out, I am the only guy most likely with all three of the water starters, with them all being separate. Because obviously Tom evolved the Squirtle into Blastoise, but I have a Blastoise, Squirtle, and Wartortle. Also, you don't know how many words I was saying when I saw that Ivysaur was
in the game corner.
a game corner poke.
It's like, yeah.
I was so
Thunder
mad.
Thunder also grabbed the XP share to evolve
Also,
it.
another question to ask, not ask, but did you guys notice what Bugsy's lead had?
Meter and Sleep Powder.
No. It wasn't the Nidoran, the
Sleep Powder
Rapidash.
Powder and Dream Meter. Yeah, it was quite
It hit me with Sleep Powder and then Dreamy me, and I was like, oh god, I'm gonna die. Did you also notice I didn't save? That was because someone
Actually,
was
didn't notice
burning
that.
gasoline outside, which was tricking my mind, making me think I had saved. So I have been like in a very weird state until Morty, where I could actually think again.
Oh god.
It was that bad. Like I was like wavering, and I was so tempted to go dot forfeit because I was.
Oh,
If you notice,
technically,
I wasn't even paying attention to my own game.
technically you
there was
weren't
times where I
allowed
just-
to forfeit until someone finishes. That's the rule of the weekly.
Yeah, unless you take a punishment, which I would have taken a punishment. That's how bad it was. But anyway, yeah. Also, I'd like to point out, why did I find Murkrow and Mischievous, and every ghost type? I found the Ghastly on Route 30,
Well, you know why?
Ganger on
because
29, and
you
Hunter
check-
on...
And once again, Tomo pulls the Tomo and finds everything before freaking Bugsy.
No, before Bugsy, not Faulkner. I only had found several things. I only found one or two things before Faulkner.
Yeah.
I only found the Wartortle and that was it actually, wasn't it? No, the Articanine.
You found Murkrow, Mischievous.
Mercury Mischievous was in
Everstone
Dark
Goldberry.
Cave.
You found
Which
the
was
Electro
in-
Jinx Magmar.
Yeah, no, sorry. Magma Jinx, I found Electabuzz and Jinx.
Yeah,
But
you
the
found.
Electabuzz and the
Fun fact.
Murkrow were both in Union. Dark Cave had the Everstone, which made me
Fact.
happy because I set the day for Friday for some reason instead of Saturday. Whatever's, it worked.
I
out.
actually wondered why you did
Because like I said, I was pretty much zoning out halfway through at the start of the race. I didn't know how bad it was until I started, pretty much.
that. You were also the only one to find the Jason Burn Tower,
You
despite the
missed
fact that
19
Tomcat.
balls in the bug catching. I feel sorry for you, but I'm pretty sure I had worse with how many balls missed I. Does this tell you how many balls you missed?
This 20.
If you scroll over, I think the player stats will show you.
Balls thrown, 36. I threw 36 balls. I captured 11.
Oh god.
That is.
Well, that's actually pretty close.
That is
pretty close to
That's
average.
actually
It's about
bad.
right.
Yeah, that's actually not bad.
That was close to
Basically
1 and 3, but I took 7 count. 7. Actually, I nearly went I nearly ran out of balls when I found the Roma, which I would have cried because I had no info on the Entei Breakout Suicune when I saw that.
Tomcat obviously also did the same way, and I think Enishi found Entei, if I'm not mistaken, but that was it.
Say again? I did find Entei, yeah, but that was after Roma.
It was on a Pokemaniac, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Enishi is trying to do right now.
I think he's a bit.
He's going for the Suicune, and then probably going to go for 4 moves sharing the type to finish off his goals.
I'm just happy that I didn't have to resort to Runes of Elf.
I actually like doing that goal. Obviously, I almost never do it.
I thought I was going to be out of... Oops, sorry. You go, Tetros. I don't know, explain.
I actually like that goal. Like, I like doing it. It's slow, so I obviously rarely go for it. But I think it's actually a fun goal too.
Oh no, Thunder Wizard knocked out the Suicune. I don't know if you can recover from that.
What was I going to say?
Type it.
He's safe.
Not
He
safe.
probably didn't. Otherwise, he'd be resetting.
Yeah, he's giving up.
He's forfeiting, looks like.
I was going to say something. So I was so like happy. I was like, right, I beat the 6th gym. I was like, right, I have Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, Tyrogue. The only one I'm missing them is Hitmontop. Surely I can find one of those 3 before I need to go to Ice Path.
Actually, what did Thunder get and where?
Oh, he finds. Okay.
Say again?
What did Thunder get for the Hitmons and where? Because he got it really early.
He fished up in 32. A hit on me.
Oh, in 32.
Oh, I never did that. I was so looking. If you didn't notice, I was looking for a main, which is why I didn't do Route 32. Blastoise is one of my least favorite Pokemon to start with in this game. It is one of the least, like I hate it because it doesn't. It's like Kingdra almost. It doesn't need anything good to make it good. It just needs a moveset. Does that make sense?
Nice and bulky. It's good.
Bulky is fine, but it's just generic.
Yep.
How's it going, everyone?
What's up? Well, I guess that was a bummer that you defeated the Suicune in the end.
I'll admit, I'm questioning why you didn't try to use Super Fang on it.
Is
I
everyone
am hearing
here?
anyone right now. No, I can't hear you guys.
Well, that's
That's a
slightly
bit of an
awkward.
issue.
Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, that's an issue.
I'm testing. I'm gonna try again.
Looking at Enishi's
Oh, right.
path, it looks like he just needs the Suicune.
I was hearing you guys before. That was weird. Oh, okay. There we go.
Okay, can you hear us?
That was weird.
Okay, awesome. So, first thing, it's quite a bummer that you defeated that Suicune in the end.
I mean, I was just one away from that Super Fang. I meant to do that, but things happen.
Input.
A lot of mistakes on the way. I know I'm new and all, but a bit disappointed. But at least I got to experience a competitive atmosphere. I think that's what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the other card, and TM10 and TM34 being marked at the same time, so I went toward that area.
That's a really good metagaming.
You can
It was
really
also
get.
about the same on our card, so. But I was very shocked that they were together because that rarely happens.
I was expecting TM34 to not be on the card at all. I had plenty of experiences with those kind of TMs.
Oh,
Uh,
that's great. Good
Yeah.
job, whoever did that.
And it looks like Enishi has
I
finished
think-
off his
Yeah,
sixth
he
bingo.
only needed. Yeah, he should be done now. Pull him in too. Thunder, do you have any questions? Anything you'd like to ask us?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, so I think
Have
that
you got experiences?
I don't think you're even that bad as you think. You've done them some six here and there, mostly the TM10, TM34 selling thing, but overall you didn't do that bad. You just need to do more races, and you'll see that
Yeah,
you're
it's
kind of
only like
starting
it was only like my 9th time ever, I think. I'm just glad I got an invite, first of all.
to- Hello, Enishi.
Hi, all.
Hey, can you hear us?
Yeah, I just had to enable the
Okay,
audio.
okay. So,
How's it going?
what race?
Where the hell was that Jinx, Magma, or whatever?
Jinx was in
Dang.
Burn Tower, first floor. The
Yep.
Electabuzz was in Union Cave, first floor.
Just got unlucky both times. Bummer.
I think you
Not that
were
much, yeah.
in both places.
Heard the Arbok was in bug catching as well. I
And
did
there
not
was
see
a
that.
Sand
Apparently.
Slash in
I evolved into
Route
Sand
45
Slash.
too. In Route 45.
Yeah.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so that that Rapidash was quite a troll at Puxies.
The rival 2?
That was quite a
think-
troll.
3 times on that.
Tom was the one
But
that got away mercifully
By a minute,
since
UPB.
Rapidash missed both.
also had the advantage of actually outspeeding the Rapidash.
That
Because
was
he
the
had done
Bugsy.
the,
That's
The Bugsy
where
one, yeah.
that's where 32 came in clutch. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I missed a clamp on it, but I still got really lucky because it missed 2 sleep powders.
Yeah,
any questions for us?
so one thing I'd like to
How is your
point
timer
out.
longer? There wasn't a restart as far as I was aware. When did you guys restart?
improve? You'll improve as
Oh, okay.
You guys, do you have any questions for us?
No.
No.
So,
Nah.
Oh, shout outs to our racers for a good race again.
Oh, actually, one
Great
question:
race.
did everyone actually run the Blastoise?
everyone
I
ran
ran
the
yes,
Blastoise.
2 Blastoises.
yeah,
Yeah,
I stuck with
five-
the Blastoise. Couldn't find any other main.
Five
Yeah, I
Blastoises.
found Espeon.
Blastoise was
and-
solid.
I found the
Blastoise was
Sacred
Espeon.
Fire,
and
Spark,
Magma,
Magnitude.
and neither
It
were
wasn't too bad.
Oh, by the
Obviously,
way,
Surf and
speaking
Fly
of
made it a
Mag-
lot easier, but
Seem
Speaking
to be
of
many other
magnitude,
mains, yeah.
I think. Okay.
Anyway, Snowbear has conveniently linked the channels for the racers here. You can give them a follow at their Twitches. I was joined by Septros. I'm Stupid Pokenerd, and our restreamer was. And thank you all for watching.
See you guys next week.
I've got to go because my head is